days away. We'll be there May 22nd and 23rd,
Yeah,
Thursday and Friday.
We just found out we were going. We got invited thanks to Brew professing his love of Napton.
Yeah.
They were like, our beloved son has to return.
Yes, I used to go to the Indy 500 Museum all the time. Right there in the middle. It used to be in the middle of the track. I don't know.
Maybe we'll go there together.
Yeah, it's great.
Like a team outing. It's great.
Right.
May 22nd, 23rd.
I'm a big Indiana guy.
I know that.
Everybody always says that.
12 days away. Mavs won the lottery, even though they had less than a 2% chance at the number one pick, odds-wise. They were 11th, and then the 11-1 leap was the largest jump in the history of the lottery. Here's some reaction from the Mavs brass, and here's some reaction around the sports world. LeBron, just a bunch of laughing emojis. He shared some of his, let's say, unconventional theories.
Conspiratorial.
Well, I didn't want to say that. Your words, not mine. Patrick Mahomes, a huge Mavs
Mahomes
fan.
is pumped.
Super pumped. Your reaction.
Well, if I may just quickly, and then I'll let Brew do the basketball.
Your guys.
Yeah, so Mahomes is pumped. I talked to Patrick briefly about this yesterday. He's all the way back. Not that he ever left the Mavs. He's all the way back. He super excited. And for Dallas, they got Page. Yeah. Now they got Cooper. That's awesome. With respect to LeBron and other people, some media, a lot of fans, a lot of players. The modern draft lottery being rigged is one of the dumbest conspiracies going in America because it is so easily disprovable. Forget the fact that you would need literally hundreds of parties involved to the benefit seemingly of really no one individually and to the detriment of everybody potentially. You would need independent journalists to be in on it because they watch it. You would need Ernst & Young to be in on it. You would need the league. You would need the owner of the Wizards to be like, when's it going to be rigged for us, guys? I've been participating in this sham for 30 years.
They have to be okay with it being rigged for someone else. Like,
but then for this specific, this is a very specific theory. This theory is the league said to the Mavs, send the Lakers Luka, and we'll give you Cooper Flagg. Forget everything else I just said about how many people would have to be involved in it, and remember what you saw with your own eyes about what the Dallas Mavericks did after trading away Luka. Did they act like a team that was trying to have lottery balls? Because if they make the playoffs, they don't get it. You can't get them. So what did they do? They rushed Anthony Davis back to try to make the playoffs. When he got hurt, they played Kyrie Irving more minutes than he's ever played in a stretch in his life. Then he got hurt. Then they rushed Anthony Davis or brought him back again, made the play-in, won a game, and were playing the Grizzlies tight with Anthony Davis again playing heavy minutes in a game that if they win, they don't get the lottery balls. They can't win it. So it falls apart on its face, and I feel dumber for having to say this on a real platform, but it has broken contain the way a lot of modern sports, forgetting everything else, sports conspiracy theories have, to where I think it's almost conventional wisdom for the fan. Like, oh yeah, they rigged the lottery, even though it is a viewed, monitored process that no one has ever explained to whom it benefits. Why it benefited Zion to go to New Orleans or Cooper Flagg. And last point, there's 5 teams that could have won it yesterday, and people would have reverse engineered a conspiracy. If the Spurs win it, with their small chance, it would have been they want to supercharge Wemby. Right. If the Sixers win it, they want East Coast basketball to be back and give Embiid a chance. It's idiocy, and I hate that people who have real platforms give it life.
I totally agree. And remember this, people. The teams with the worst records still only have a 14% chance of winning it. That means you got an 86% chance of losing it, all right? And they would have, believe me, the league would have sent somebody to the Knicks at some point during this 40 years since Patrick Ewing if it was rigged. All right, I want to get to my reaction when I saw that they won. My first thought, do you keep Cooper Flagg? Do you draft him or do you trade him? And because you guys know, I may be his biggest fan on this set. I really liked him in the tournament. I thought they'd win the championship. I'm not convinced he's going to be a superstar. I definitely don't think he's going to be as good as yet.
What did you just try to do there?
What?
He's trying to.
You just tried to plant your
He's
flag.
trying to be a Cooper Flagg.
Take him. No, take him. You want him? Take him.
everybody from
I got
New England.
Ja.
In general,
I got Ed.
I get everybody. If
I'm
you're from
good,
New England,
all right?
yeah,
I got
if you're
Wimby.
from
You
Maine.
can have him.
Okay.
I'm just saying during the
No, but
tournament.
you tried to sneak it in there.
Brew had the very. Brew's right. He was one of the people that went on a limb and picked Duke to win the championship, which is really how he asserted himself as the Cooper Flagg
I don't
guy.
remember
Go
anybody
ahead.
else waxing eloquently about Cooper Flagg's skills. That's
Go
all
ahead.
I'm saying.
On this show.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Also Ace Bailey guy.
Go ahead.
But I'm not convinced he's going to be a superstar. I definitely don't think he'll ever be as good as Giannis. And Giannis is 30. So I'm going to throw out a few things. I would certainly listen, and if nobody's calling me, shop the pick, because I want to see what people are willing to offer me for Cooper Flagg. Giannis, I would definitely do it if I'm the Mavericks if Kyrie wasn't hurt. That's what Bob, like if Kyrie were healthy, AD is presumably healthy, and you got Giannis.
You want to see what the trade might look like?
You did it too.
Well, let me.
Yeah,
I'll let
okay,
you
wait.
get to that
Yeah, sorry.
because I wouldn't. Now I'm concerned because Kyrie's hurt. I need a guard if I get Giannis. All right, so that bothers me a little. But how about this? I'm just throwing it out there. You trade Cooper Flagg for Giannis, and I'm just thinking out loud.
Sure.
And then you trade Anthony Davis for Kevin Durant.
That's not
Phoenix.
true. I don't
Phoenix
like
doesn't
that.
do that.
No, Phoenix does do that. That would be a worse. That would be almost as bad as the first Nico.
Giannis, Kevin
You can't
Durant.
trade Anthony Davis for Kevin Durant.
Why not? Because Durant's old
Because Anthony Davis is better and younger.
and hurt all the time.
Kevin Durant's not
serious.
bastion
And
of health.
I think, yeah, but he's more so than, and I get it. He is 36.
Yeah.
He's older.
Giannis, Durant, and Kyrie.
Pretty good, right?
But why-
I need a scorer. I need a bona fide bucket with Giannis who can
Clay?
shoot. That's why Chris Middleton. Durant is still a much better version than Chris Middleton.
Oh yes, but I.
and
but
I
why,
got shot blockers.
But
and
why
all-
are you not worried about Kyrie? Why are you worried about Kyrie's injury to trade for Giannis, but not worried about Kyrie's injury to trade for Giannis and Durant?
Because if I get because without Kyrie, with just AD and Durant.
Or
And
just
AD and Giannis, I don't have like a great jump shooter. I don't have a ball handler and a playmaker. With Durant, I've got a great shooter and a playmaker. Somewhat, he can bring the ball up and
Nico
all
could
that.
really just lean into this. Our window is this. The world could.
No, it'd
our
be
window-
now.
Right.
It'd be now,
It
but-
would be going from a 26-year-old to a
Because
36-year-old.
what
in
if
the
4
same-
years from now we're like, man, I mean, there's a lot of guys, Zion,
So can I-
Ben Simmons. There's a lot of guys we thought were sure bets
No,
that haven't panned out.
This is to me. I personally think Anthony Davis has. I think you might be able to trade Anthony Davis for a guy like Luka Doncic. So I wouldn't trade him for Kevin Durant. This is what the
something
Spurs,
else,
just so
Durant.
everybody knows, this is what the Mavs trade would look like to make it work. Because you can't just trade Cooper Flagg because of the salaries. And I don't think I also think he's going to have such a robust market. If we think the Mavs should try to parlay this into Giannis, you'd have to give up Clay, Gafford, PJ, and Cooper Flagg. I included the Lakers 29 first because I think the Bucks would be able to ask for a lot, but maybe take that out. Brew, you have to include those players.
No, I get to
for the
salary.
salary. So
But
if you
why,
want,
I don't know that I need to throw in the extra pick.
okay, that's fine. So then remove that's that's a negotiation. But the top two lines there, as far as the Bucks, is that would be the offer. And if you're
Only one I hate losing is Gafford.
and you have Lively. And you have, you know,
Right.
in this scenario, you have Lively, Giannis, and Anthony Davis. So you don't really need a ton of size. That's what that trade would look like. I think that potentially works. I also think team we're probably going to talk about in a minute also has a potential trade that could work.
Just because we talk so much about Cooper Flagg not being on the Mavs, if Tim McMahon says they are going to draft Cooper Flagg, do you think this works when Kyrie is healthy?
Yes.
Like, can they? How? I was like, how good?
Well,
can
remember,
they be
first
right
of all,
away?
he's not going. Kyrie's going to miss first half of the season
Okay.
at least. Cooper Flagg, he'll have the ball in his hands when Kyrie's not there. That's their problem. They don't have another playmaker, so Cooper Flagg can play that role. By the time Kyrie gets back, if Flagg, I know he'll be a rookie,
Yeah.
but if he's really, we've seen rookies come into the league and be good right away. He won't be a star right away, but if he can give them 17,
I think they would have
18
I think
points.
next year they would have a round 2 ceiling.
That's fair.
That'd be pretty good.
I think that would, and then you would hope that. By the way, I also think Kyrie Irving somehow got even more leverage.
Probably.
Like now, in that because they're trying to, now you can really sell. We're trying to compete right now.
All right, we'll quickly move to the number 2 pick. The Spurs had the Rookie of the Year in Wemby, then had the Rookie of the Year in Stephon Castle, and now they have the number 2 pick. Draft boards like Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey, both from Rutgers. But is there a chance this pick could actually be for Giannis?
Yeah, so listen, I think it would be Dylan Harper is going to, I think 1 and 2 of this draft. 1 is definitely going to be Cooper Flagg, no matter who's making the pick. I think 2 overwhelmingly likely is going to be Dylan Harper.
And do they need Harper? I don't think so.
Well, so this is what that Giannis trade would look like, and you guys have seen me make this a bunch, and this is going to be a hard trade to Trump. The number 2 pick plus Castle plus those picks. Atlanta's first, Chicago's first, Boston's first in a couple years. And the question, Brew, is this. Do you want to try to win a championship if you're the Spurs next year? Or do you want to do what Oklahoma City did, which is have these young guys all on a similar timeline and try to, because Castle's won Rookie of the Year, Giannis won Rookie of the Year, you have the number 2 overall pick, Wemby. And have all these, Wemby, and have grow these guys together.
I'm the Spurs, so I want to do what we did before. We teamed Wemby, Tim Duncan with David Robinson, and we won a championship, 2, and then we won several after that. So, and this is even better because Robinson was on the decline when they won the championship. And so now Giannis is still great. This is the great thing about this, you can do both. Like Giannis and Wemby could win championships now, and then eventually Wemby will be ready to carry the team, and Giannis will still be good. So
you think the Spurs become the Giannis?
I think the Spurs should definitely try to do it. I still think Houston's offer is